Maybe we need to turn up the volume of the music.
That's not true.
Oh, man. It's weird when Christian's not here.
I know.
Anyway, what's up, everybody? Back with Liv. It's been a long time since it's been me and you on the podcast.
Such a long time. In fact, the last time I was on this podcast, I was wearing this shirt.
Really? How do you know that?
Because I'm in the thumbnail for the podcast in this shirt.
I love that the ketchup line says it's gonna be May.
Well, yeah, of course.
Oh my gosh.
I wrote it on April 30th. It was gonna be May.
In case you guys don't know, we have a homebuyer essentials course coming up. We're calling it luxury renovations, which is going to teach you a little bit about how to buy a house, kind of step 1 to step 10, but then also a little bit more about what you should be looking for in the process of identifying and completing some renovations, things that'll improve your value.
Guest speaker is in the room with us right now.
Is that me?
It's you.
Oh, look at me. I was like, what?
You are the guest speaker.
Okay, well, I'm the guest speaker. There we go. But we'll be talking a little bit about that. It's on the 23rd, which is 3 weekends from now. If you guys know anyone that might benefit from it, we can certainly send you the Eventbrite link. You can always find it on my Instagram at michael.frank___. And that way you can get the link tree, which will take you there.
Yes.
Voila. Anyway, Liv, welcome back. I feel like it's been so long.
It's been a very long time, but this
is
good.
Been a long
time. Talk about the blog.
So if you guys don't know, Liv actually creates the podcast content. She's the person that kind of selects the topics and writes all the content. So how did you end up landing on the RE/MAX merger?
Well, it was in the news and I saw a lot of Instagram posts about it and I saw a lot of conversation around it. So I wanted to get our take on it.
It's
because you always have a different take than what everybody else has.
It's really interesting because, well, let's back up. So RE/MAX, everybody knows RE/MAX. If you don't, they are the nation's one of the nation's largest brokerages. That they're a low cost brokerage. So for us as agents, when you go to RE/MAX, they provide tools and resources, but they're primarily a lower cost.
I didn't even know that. That's interesting.
That's their value. And so it attracted a lot of agents in the 80s and 90s or whenever they came about because, of course, lower cost, lower fees, better value, right?
More money.
Well, they got bought by Real Brokerage, and Real Brokerage is very, very similar to EXP. It's a virtual brokerage. Mm-hmm. It is low cost. And it's a very modern world. So Real is also focused on technology and tools for agents. And so I'm not entirely sure what led Real to purchase RE/MAX.
I assume just because they what happened earlier this year.
With Compass
and
Anywhere Real Estate.
Yeah.
Which is a funny name for a real estate company.
It is.
But whoever named that, I vibe.
I don't know. It's like we're all just like it happens with everything. We lost Spirit Airlines this week. Oh my God. People want to meme on it. Okay, this is my hot take on this whole situation. Y'all want to
on the Spirit Airlines meme.
Yes, you guys want to meme on it. You guys want to say, "Oh, it's funny," and it is funny. And everyone's like, "Where are we going to watch airplane fights now?" I get it. It's hilarious, but it's never good to lose competition in a free marketplace.
Whoa,
this is not a good thing, you guys. And it's funny, but we need to be serious now because what do we have left? Frontier. Breeze, Frontier,
Breeze Alaska,
but
Southwest, which is the largest, but a budget airline. So
they're not a budget anymore.
Right. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a good situation if you thought that the airplane prices were high. They're going to get higher.
It is crazy to think about that because what you said, and I'm going to kind of repeat it back, right? So it's not good to lose competition in a free market.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting thought because I think the way all of these brokerage, I'm going to call them acquisitions or mergers, the way that they're happening, they're all putting under one roof, but they're still marketing as separate companies. Right. So it's like, is that really competition?
That's like, how many grocery store competitions do we have? Yeah. Albertsons and Kroger?
I guess.
We have Giant, but
we have Giant, but that's local.
It's local. I mean, basically anything you buy in this world is owned by BlackRock, so it doesn't really matter.
The cynical approach.
Just don't worry about where you're buying stuff, people. It's all
but the interesting thing about Real Brokerage, which I'm not going to say anything negative because we're a direct competitor. Real and EXP are pretty much as direct competitors as they come in this industry. But Real Brokerage was struggling and looking to liquidate. I mean, they were looking to sell because they were struggling. They needed an influx of capital, so on and so forth. And it's interesting because as they were looking to offload, they purchased. And it was like a full 180 flip for, I guess, their investor pool. I'm not entirely sure how that works. But to think that Real acquired one of the nation's largest brokerages is just kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
And in the same space, EXP, which is our broker, is not looking to do that at all, right? Like there's no negative debt for EXP at all. EXP is 100% debt free, which is kind of interesting because of course it's a company for profit, so on and so forth. But with no debt, we can afford a whole lot less in revenue.
Right.
And it is just kind of interesting how our brokerage runs and how similar it is to Real, but now Real has brought on this idea of, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of agents, I assume. How many agents were at Remax?
That's a great question.
Let's ask.
I wonder what will change, what will be the biggest changes for them, the Remax people. Are they still operating under Remax branding? Or they have to switch over to Real? Do they have to make embarrassing Instagram posts now?
145,000 agents in 110 countries are now...
How many countries are there?
I don't know.
200 something in the world?
How many total countries? There's someone that's listening to this that's like, it's 195, duh.
So that's almost every country on earth, just for those keeping track at home. That's
almost. Well, I mean, it's more than half.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I don't know what the practice is going to look like for Remax agents. It's 145,000 agents. But what I know, the reason that a company would do it, the reason that Compass made their big acquisition earlier this year, the reason that Real would do it, and I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me. They would do it because they want the ancillary service business.
Yeah.
They want the lending companies and they want the title companies and they want more revenue coming in that will drive more value going out, I think.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, 145,000 is a lot.
Yeah.
Let's look at how many were at Real.
Yeah, how many did they have before all this? Numbers unclear.
Real Brokerage was 32,000 agents.
Okay.
So they literally, 7 times their agent count?
That's a lot.
And then by comparison, just let's look. EXP has 83,000 agents.
Okay.
So about
in the
half as many as the new Real and Remax merger. But again, I think that Real was struggling. When you only have so many agents, you only have so much revenue, you have to find ways to bring in more revenue to pay expenses.
Right.
And it is so interesting to think that they went about it in a way to acquire. Mm-hmm. So will all of the Remax franchises now be on Real's low cost profile?
Yeah. That's
very interesting.
Yeah. And another interesting thing is we came from Berkshire Hathaway, which is more of an old fashioned brokerage like Remax. And we went to a brokerage like EXP, which is more like Real.
Right.
Do we think that all brokerages are going to be transitioning to be a more modern, technologically driven, virtual focus rather than these brick and mortar long-standing ones that have been around?
I think the thing that has changed in the 15 years that I've been in business is this idea of a vertically integrated real estate experience where we're providing all of the services under one roof has definitely become paramount.
Yeah.
Whether it's lending or title, even things like home inspection and home warranty are getting brought under one roof, and they're creating... I think the bigger brands want you to believe that they're creating an ease or a simplicity to their service.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know how different they are. And I truly believe that agents have found their home because they feel at home. And sellers have found their home because they feel trusted and cared for.
Right.
And it's not a right or wrong, but maybe when you're working with a more affordable brokerage, you're getting more affordable services and you're happy. Maybe when you're working with an Uber luxury brokerage, you're charging or you're paying a little bit more than you might need to, and you're okay with that too.
Yeah.
I don't know what the future looks like because I feel real estate is this space that everyone wants to dominate because it's so much money. Mm-hmm. But I don't really believe that it will ever become anything more than person to person.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it is one transaction at a time, one person at a time, one family selling their house at a time.
Yeah.
I do think Real would be smart if I was Real. I would keep the Remax branding because my grandmother would probably use Remax to sell her house. She probably wouldn't use Real to sell her house.
Will Real Broker.
It's smart to keep now
the
you have
Remax
you just
branding.
opened up a whole market that probably wouldn't have used you before, but now will.
Oh yeah, it says they will.
Yeah, that's smart.
They will
I would
keep the
do that.
Remax branding along with Remax's mortgage company, which is I'm sure a big part of their
That's
their
probably
push.
a big thing they wanted.
But it's interesting, even as I think about like when I first got into the business, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I did have a friend, Derek, thank you, Derek, who recommended me to speak with two brokers. So I went and I met with them.
Sure.
And brokerage company A, super old school traditional brokerage model, and brokerage company B, which was kind of modern back at that time and very, very prolific, still very, very great company. I met with both of them and I just I didn't like them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
There was
didn't
no
vibe.
like right or wrong.
Sure.
And I was 25 years old. Like, come on, guys. I didn't know what I was
The
doing.
frontal lobe was not fully developed.
And I probably was drunk the night before. So then I just chose to work with the brokerage that I got my license through. And it was like,
makes
their
sense.
office is convenient.
Yeah, it's good to drive from your house.
It was easier
have
to get
parking.
to. They had parking. It was easier to get to than the other two brokerages
Right.
that I got recommended. So like Derek made great recommendations. And today I value what he recommended. But at that time, it was just like, this is easier for me.
Yeah.
Then I met someone who helped me and kind of guided me through a situation that I was going through in real estate when I did not have the support at my prior brokerage. And so I transferred to her brokerage because, hey, if I'm going to, and I feel like that's how sellers are.
Yeah.
Right? Like sellers hire Derek. Let's use Derek again. It doesn't matter what brokerage Derek is with because they hire him.
They want him.
But then when that doesn't work, someone showed up, Christian, and called them and said, hey, I see that your house just came off the market. And they make that phone call. And all of a sudden the seller hires that next person that makes them feel. I don't think that brokerage is any different.
Yeah.
I can
the
argue
service is
50
agent to
reasons.
agent.
It's all agent to agent and it's management to agent and it's, what fun tools we have and what cool things the other brokerage has and what you pay for this one and what you pay for that one. But truthfully, I think the way that this impacts our world is more of a continuation of what is already happening, right? That consolidation of services.
Yes.
But really, from your perspective, as a marketing and,
Yeah.
customer experience, right? What do you think these mergers have as far as an impact? How has that impacted your communication with your sellers or maybe your sellers' expectations?
I think people expect a higher level of communication in today's day and age, just in general. If anyone can be accessed by their cell phone at any given time, they expect immediate answers. So I think we just have to level up our game in terms of communication with sellers, communicating our values in listing presentations and buyer consultations.
For
I think
sure.
what sets you apart in this market, like other than your brokerage name, which I don't think any modern consumer cares about. I think what people want to know is what are you going to do different than the last agent that they met with? They don't care which brokerage they're with.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I think that we do a really good job, right? Accentuating our value and telling people what we
try.
do. But I think that the opportunity is in exactly what you said. How are you different?
Yeah.
And if you can't accentuate how you're different, I don't know how much it even matters because you're going to meet with two people, sellers, and you're going to say they're both really great. But if person number one says, hey, this is what I'm going to do differently, and person number two comes in and says, hey, I'm going to do the same things, but I don't really know what I do different.
Right.
Well, you're going to go with person number one.
And
Like,
the
obviously.
second person might have things they do differently. They just haven't spent the time to think about it, draw
Yeah.
it out. What makes me different? What sets me apart? Focus on that niche. Go from there.
Yeah. What does a more integrated experience look like for a consumer? Like, what does that look like? Buying or selling? How do you see that?
In terms of more integrated, like having a mortgage affiliate, having a title affiliate. From our perspective, and I think from our client's perspective, it really helps the process along. If your agent is connected to the title company, connected to the mortgage company, they all can talk to each other. We have a back and forth. We have a communication. We're not waiting for an email from someone who might not even be in the same state. it's all integrated, it's all connected. We can get those answers faster. We can move transactions along faster.
Yeah,
easier, get you better deals with local lenders who know local grants.
Right. I think the integrated piece that speaks to me is some of our clients that just go, this was the easiest transaction ever.
Yes.
Right. Like when I think of that integration, if it's really that smooth and that seamless. So for me, even if large company A, and I don't want to pick on any company, right? But like, let's just call them Northwind company, doesn't matter. And Northwind has a Southwind mortgage company and an Eastwind title company and a home inspection company as well. But really, if the agent just like plugged into that company and doesn't have a relationship with Southwind or Eastwind or whatever, is that experience really going to give them that integrated, simplistic, seamless process that they wanted? This was the
easiest transaction I ever had. It's my best. That's the best review we get. It's like, wow, this transaction felt like nothing even happened.
If we can accomplish at that level, that is a super...
That means we did a good job.
True. But I think that when you're interviewing your agents and they're just working with some big company and they don't really know the mortgage, the lending, the integrated services, I think that could actually create a more frustrating experience. Yeah. So like in the same way it can create a really great experience, it could probably create a really bad one.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
True.
Interesting.
How do you think this is going to impact the Maryland market? Do you think we should see any changes here?
I don't want to minimize the impact of like the Remax Real merger. I don't think it's going to change anything, to be honest with you. I don't think that the Compass acquisition of Anywhere Real Estate changed anything.
They were all upset about that, agents.
I don't even understand it, to be honest with you.
And then nothing happened.
But what I think is going to continue to happen and impact our Maryland market is this idea of vertical integration. And if you're working with an agent that has an affiliate company that they're close with, that they have a relationship with, and you talk to that company, it can really benefit you. I don't think that these mergers are going to force real estate to change on like a boots on the ground kind of way. Yeah. I think it's just the wave of the future. And when you look at Real competing, their largest competitor, we just looked at it, was almost 3 times as big.
Right.
And by the way, EXP is the largest brokerage by volume, I think it was.
Volume as in like sales?
I think so. I'm not sure. Nationally in 2025, which is really cool. So you have the number one competitor who is like the largest by volume, the 3 times larger than you with unit count, and then with no debt. Well, they have to look in some other way. Like, we're not really competing.
Right.
It's kind of like putting a AAA team out against a professional team.
Yeah.
It's like, they're a great company, and I don't want to talk negatively of anybody, but it was almost bound to happen because this integration is the only thing that can feed the bottom line, which is revenue coming in.
Get revenue. Exactly.
I don't know how it's going to impact real estate, but I wonder for you, how do you see these kind of integrations impacting our team, and what changes will we make to better serve our clients over the next things that we have not done? Things in the future. Yeah.
I think that branding ourselves differently and setting ourselves apart in all of our marketing pieces about what we do differently, the value that we bring, that's what's going to make people want to use us more than any other team or company. Sharing stories more than just explaining it like black and white, like, oh, we'd put your listing on this, we can do VA loans. Instead, explaining a story about our clients used a VA loan to buy 9 acres of land in Chesapeake Beach. And we got a comment on the Instagram post like, I didn't know you could use a VA loan for that. Yeah, you can use a VA loan for anything. But
yeah, I think being able to speak that service value, like, oh, we did this thing that you've never seen accomplished.
Yeah, or
whether
you just
it's
know.
Low expenses to purchase a home, whether it's buying down a rate or using a VA home loan, or however we're going to benefit our clients. I do think that's a smart way to integrate these vertical integrations. Of course, we're using the word twice, but still into our business in the future. Very, very interesting.
Top-down integration.
Top-down integration. That way you're not saying vertical again. At any rate, the industry is obviously evolving. There's a lot of technology and a lot of things that are going on. We didn't even talk about AI. There's just so much, but that is expanding the gap between agent to agent. And your average agent is getting less and less and less as far as the value that they're delivering. So I'm going to recommend that you probably should interview
your agents. It's scary, being in this industry now, thinking about transactions in my past and with my parents and just my friends and stuff. Like, wow, real estate's really scary. There's a lot can go wrong. I don't trust anybody anymore. Like, just knowing.
It's so funny.
You got to interview people. Everyone's different.
Right.
It's not the same.
And there are so many parties involved in the transaction that will like roll it down the hill.
Yeah.
But it's a matter of how smooth, how seamless, and at what cost, right? One of my favorite things is to go and look at a property with the seller and say, hey, this is your value. But then also you may choose to take a lower approach. You may choose to strike for a higher approach. If an agent is just coming to you and telling you, oh, I could sell it for this price. Well, what if your approach would be more seamless if you went for a cash offer?
Right.
Right. And if that agent, their only objective is to just get the highest price, that may align with your goals, but it's not one size fits all. So if you're not interviewing agents and finding out how they're doing business, maybe they're not the right fit for you.
Absolutely.
Well, if you guys need anything, you know where to reach us. You can reach me on Instagram at michael.frank_________. You'll find me. Anyway,
yeah.
Or on our website at frankoliverco.com. There is a lot of information in this blog, and I would strongly encourage you to reach it at Frank Oliver. Read it. frankoliverco.com. Under additional resources, you can find the blog and lots of other things. Where can people reach out to you if they want to get some information?
At michaelfrank______.
Love that. Anyway, we'll catch you guys real soon.
Thanks.
What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. For more information on the housing market, Real Estate 101, how you can leverage your position in today's market, and so much more, click on the link below. If you like this video or have a burning real estate question you'd like us to answer, leave us a comment and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you again real soon.